Dave Hogsett for Practical Shorin-ryu, continuing the series on using target mitts for solo training bunkai applications for Fukyugata Ichi. Again, this is the basic kata for Matsubashi, the very first kata for Matsubashi, and many other Shorin-ryu systems also use it. Very basic techniques here, and it can be applicable to a variety of systems who all use these simple basic techniques. Just because they're simple or basic doesn't mean they're not effective for good self-defense scenarios. Alright, so there's another application for the high blocks. So the last video I looked at one way to apply the high blocks in the kata. Then in the kata there's another follow-up. So you have a high block, low block, then you have high block, reverse punch. And I'm looking at that as the kata telling us we have a variety of ways to follow up after using that high block motion to deal with the lapel grab. So again, I'm looking at this high block as dealing with someone who's grabbed a hold of your garment, your throat, your lapel and arm in order to keep control of you to strike. And we're going to be working it from a basic lapel grab. So in this case, we're going to be looking at how the reverse punch can be a really effective follow-up for striking the throat to try to get the person, to deal with the person who's gotten a hold of you. Now, quickly for review, we had, after you pivot around, you got the low block, then you have a high block, low block. In the last video, that's what I dealt with. Then you have a high block and reverse punch. So the first time, the first high block, it was, the kata was showing there's a low block following it. It's a possible counter where you've got an arm bar, strike, knee, or whatever. This time we're going to be looking at the reverse punch as a counter. Alright, so again we're thinking about the person has successfully grabbed our lapel, garment, whatever it happens to be. You're grabbing their arm and you're covering because that other strike is coming, right? So you're covering. You're then going to hit the crook of their elbow, strike into their throat. That might drop them or get them to let go, in which case you got follow-ups and you can escape. Or you strike their throat if they're still holding on next, and they might start covering or whatever. Now you have to strike something else. Well, the kata says, well, this pull across and reverse punch, I'm going to think of grabbing the crook of their elbow, pivoting that 45 degrees, pulling their arm across. That's going to get them to twist their body up, exposing their kidneys. So I'm striking the throat, pulling across, and I'm going to be striking. There's your reverse punch. I can be hook striking into their kidneys. You can also do a palm slap into their kidneys. All right? From there, that should get them bent this way, in which case you can grab their head, hair, forehead, face, whatever it happens to be, and you're going to pull them down as you knee strike into their lower back. Now again, this is not in the kata per se, you're just adding extra techniques here as other follow-ups. The kata says hit them with that reverse punch. We're just going to add a few more here, other good techniques. So you're striking, grab up, you can knee strike, and then you can follow that up. Your hand is on their head. You can follow that up with the dropping elbow. Hopefully they drop in a heap here and you run. Okay? So what would that look like using the target mitts? Alright, again, because we're using your hand and the target mitt, it's going to take that hand away from actually being hikate and other types of elements. So we have to again be imaginative here and make sure that we're visualizing what is actually going on. And again, I think that's a strength, where it forces you to keep visualizing the techniques. Alright, so again, the person has successfully grabbed. We're going to be imagining our own arm as the enemy's arm who's gotten a hold of your lapel. So the shoulder of your own shoulder is kind of like their hand who's gotten a hold of your lapel. There's the crook of their elbow. This is going to be their throat or neck region. So they've grabbed. You're going to then cover because those punches are coming. You're going to cover. Then you're going to hit the crook of their elbow, which is hitting the crook of your own elbow. Then you're going to strike into their throat region. And again, you want to hold this up roughly the level of your own throat, just for good targeting, right? So you cover, strike, hit here. Now you're going to do that reverse punch idea. But the wind up, this coming across the hikate, this hikate is going to be grabbing the crook of their elbow and then pulling across as you twist. Notice what that does. That's going to twist their body, right? And they should end up like this. So you cover, hit the crook of the elbow, strike, pull across. Now from here you've got your reverse punches, but it's with this hand. So what I'm going to do instead is quickly switch up, and I'm going to be doing palm heels to their kidney region. So I'm going to drop this, reverse this here. This becomes the target. There's your reverse palm heel to their kidney region. That should get them bent over more. Reach up, grab their head. You're going to pull the head down as you knee strike the lower back. You're just going to drop down. Imagine you're hitting the lower back. Then turn your target over for the dropping elbows onto their head. And then you're away. Right? So again, what this would look like, set up here, this is their grab. So you cover, pull across here, then and then away. And then you would just switch up and do it to the other side. Right? So again, this is their grab. So you cover, pull them across here, and then down and away. So you keep doing that as many times as you want to both sides. So again, you're using the target mitt in solo practice in order to get some impact training, looking at that high block reverse punch technique where the high block is striking to their throat. Hikate is pulling their arm and elbow across, twisting their body up so that you can get some strikes into their kidneys. Grab that head, knee strikes into the lower back, and then follow up with elbow strikes and away. So I hope that is helpful and gives you some ideas of how you might apply the target mitt in your own solo training.